Get ready for the show, it's about to begin. Pro fan talk when we dive right in. Sports talk, hot takes, ain't nothing we lack. We the real fans, nothing holding us back. Mic check, 1, 2, y'all know the drill. We bringing the energy, we keep it real. Touchdowns on liquid air, on the slam dunks on the court. Every sport, every game, we holding down the fort. We breaking down the plays, dissecting the stats. Pro fan talk, we keeping it fat. Debating with passion, no filter, no doubt. We the voice of the fans, we scream and we shout. Get ready.
Sorry about that. What's going on? What's going on, good folks? Coming on a little late. It's all right. Had things to do. I apologize for the low lighting, but I'm in South Jersey and it is hot as crap right now. So my lights get hot. So I'm going to keep things a little dim. You can see me. It is all good. What's up? Can you relate? Little G, first out the limo. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. But it's all good, man. Dealing with the heat. You see, I got my Rita's water ice. They're not a sponsor, but Rita's, if you watching, holla at your boy. So just keeping cool, man. If you're not in the South Jersey area, you might not know what Rita's is, but it is a delicacy up this way. So it is all good. But a lot of good WNBA talk, a lot of good stuff going on right now. Had a couple good games tonight. Golden State put up a good run, but Atlanta is a good team this year, man. Atlanta is a good team. And right now, Dallas and Phoenix are playing. Very interesting thing with Phoenix. The reports are coming out that it looks like Dewanna Bonner is going to sign down there anyways. We knew that was coming. But I agree with some other people. Like, I don't think that's a good look for the league. That you can just you sign a contract and you still get your way and you walk away from the team and all that type of stuff, man. So um, people can spin it any way they want to. Your opinion is your own, as is mine. And as far as I'm concerned, she walked away from the fever. And just I don't know. To me, that's not a good look. To me, that's not a good look. And I'll tell you what, man. Can the WNBA have a worse lead up to these CBA negotiations? The further along we get in the season, and I am hoping I am 100% wrong. But the further we get into the season, and the more the CBA issue comes up, I don't think these ladies are prepared for what's about to come their way. Because it's not, in my opinion, they're not even playing the game right. When I say play the game, not on the court is fine. But they're not even like when you negotiating and when you When you're in that space, you got to have all your T's crossed and your I's dotted. And it seems like the optics are they're not even on the same page as players. They're not even a united front because I think half of them don't even really understand what's going on. Um, yeah, Moni, you might be right. You might be right. You might be right. It is just not a good look. And even and I mentioned this in the last stream, even the fact that a lot of people, well, a lot of fans, and there were some WNBA players who agreed with it, kind of co-signed with it, that thought like it might be a good idea to have somebody like Sue Bird as a commissioner. It's like y'all do realize the commissioner works for the owners. The commissioner does not work for the players. The commissioner is the ringmaster. He's trying to keep everything going. Make sure you get the animals in the center ring. Make sure the clowns come out on time. He's the ringmaster. He's orchestrating all of this chaos. Kathy Engelbert is orchestrating all of this chaos. Now, has she done the best job? Absolutely not. But you tell me a commissioner who has. Adam Silver hasn't. Roger Goodell certainly hasn't. And Roger Goodell's not even, a lot of people don't like Roger Goodell, but the NFL is making money hand over fist. And I've said this before early. This is what the ladies of the WNBA, this is what y'all asked for. This is what you asked for. You asked for all the hype, all the publicity, all the visibility. You got everything you asked for. But it comes at a cost, and there is a dark side that comes with it. And it is my opinion that a lot of the women in the WNBA were not ready for the dark side. The, you got to learn how to play the game, but the game ain't fair. And with the way, and let's keep it a buck, and I'm saying this, and I will preface this by saying, yes, I am a Caitlin Clark fan. Yes, I'm an Indiana Fever fan. However, comma, the way a lot of players in the league have treated Caitlin Clark is not a good look when you go into a negotiation and she is the most valuable piece. Now, I like a lot of other players. I like Sabrina Ionescu. I like Asia Wilson. I like Angel Reese. There are a lot of other players that I like watching. I like Maureen Johannes, Carla Lee, Gabby Williams. I like a lot of other players, but do not get it twisted. And everybody, no, scratch that. A lot of people, not everybody, a lot of people get bent out of shape when you want to say Caitlin Clark is the piece that everybody's looking for. Everybody gets bent out of shape about that, especially if you're not a Caitlin Clark fan. And I tried to explain this to people early, and I still believe this. Asia Wilson is the best player in the league. Right now, Fee is a hair's width ahead of Asia, just the way the teams are playing. So I would give that the Fee. However, with the last 3-4 years, Asia clearly is the best player in the league. We can agree on that. However, Asia was not the most popular player in the league. That happens all the time. Your best player is not always the most popular player. And I use the example of, you remember, what's the girl's name that played tennis? Anna Kournikova. Anna Kournikova was everywhere. She had the looks. She was good looking. She was gorgeous. on the beach and the bikinis and everything you wanted. That girl did everything but win. Never won a major tournament. She won some doubles tournaments, but that don't mean nothing. That don't mean anything. In my opinion, winning doubles is like how they won the Unrivaled. It's cool, but that's not the prize that you're looking for. So Anna Kournikova never won a major tournament. Never. All she is known for is being pretty. That's it. And that's what the W is. They heading in that direction. Like you stunting your own growth. And I'm curious because this is where, in my opinion, this is where a lot of people gonna have to eat some crow. Because, and again, I'm hoping I'm wrong, but they would be fools to go into this negotiation and not have Caitlin Clark front and center. She ain't got to say nothing. She ain't got to do nothing. But if she ain't at the table, these owners are trying to make their money back. And the only person that's going to spearhead that is Caitlin Clark. And that fact alone is pissing a lot of the women in the W off. You finally got somebody that kicked in the door and you mad at who it is. You wanted it to be Asia. You wanted it to be Angel. You wanted it to be Tarasi. You wanted it to be Sue Bird or Ella Del Don or whoever. But it wasn't. They did not have the recipe for whatever reason. You can't tell me Caitlin Clark is better than Ella Del Don. You can't tell me that Caitlin Clark is better than Sue Bird. You can't tell me she better than Diana Taurasi. In my opinion, she ain't played long enough yet. And she still got too many flaws in her game. And I'm saying that as a Caitlin Clark fan. But I can keep it 100. Because y'all know me. I'm an ex-player. So my perspective is game observation, film session, not from the highlight tape. Yes, I know that Caitlin Clark can shoot them logo threes, and it is something to behold. But she's also suspect on defense. She's also she got bad body language when things don't go her way. There's some easy ways to get in her head. There are flaws in her game. That's just keeping it a buck. That don't mean I'm not a fan. But they would be crazy not to have Caitlin Clark at the table because the owners know who the golden goose is. The owners know who brings in the money. Now they got receipts. They know Caitlin Clark is still number one. They saw what happened when she got hurt and the viewership and the ticket sales plummeted. You think they ain't taking notes? And y'all gonna talk about y'all got all the leverage. You go ahead and roll with that. Y'all can talk that shit if you want to. Y'all ain't never been through a work stoppage. The WNBA is very juvenile and very neophyte when it comes to things like this because they ain't had to go through it. When you're talking about work stoppage and strikes and things of that nature, who's going to protect? Who's going to protect the rookie players that are making 75,000? Who's going to protect them players if you got a work stoppage? What you gonna do? You know what everybody's gonna do? They're gonna be hauling ass over to Europe and Russia and all them places that they said they didn't want to go because they got to make that money. Listen, man, I didn't want to throw the stereotype out there, but they keep running into it. And that is the stereotype that women are emotional and everything that comes with that. All of the stuff that comes with those type of thoughts and the chauvinistic stuff, and you know how some men think that women can't handle this, and they are putting the wrong optics out there. Now, don't get it twisted. There are plenty of women in the W that can handle their own, handle their business, and do what they're supposed to do. Unfortunately, and again, this is the bad side I was talking about, the negative is always going to be the loudest. So the public and the visibility is not focusing on the smart ones or the clever ones or the ones that got their shit together. The negativity focuses on the circus. They want to see Dejanay and they want to see somebody else get scratched, and they want to see another fight between Sophie and Mabry and or JC Sheldon. And they want to see the nonsense because negativity still sells. But they got to remember that this is about money. This is about y'all want the updated salaries. What are you willing to give up in your negotiation? You want bigger salaries. You also want a bigger roster. What happens if you can't get both? What are you willing to give up? What's the most important? Is the salary the most important thing? Is having more roster spots the most important thing? Is health insurance the most important thing? Like, you're not gonna get everything you want. So what is at the top of your list? What is at the top of your list? I don't know. But every week I'm like, are we gonna be able to get through All-Star weekend without some damn drama? Are we gonna be able to do that? The smartest thing, and this is just my opinion, the smartest thing Caitlin Clark could do right now is when they pick their teams, if Caitlin Clark right off the rip picks Angel Reese on her team, the internet would lose their shit. They would go nuts. Because every time them two are on the same side, it happened last year. She got the pass, Angel got the finish, and the place went freaking nuts. I still don't understand why Angel Reese hasn't had Caitlin Clark on her podcast. If Angel Reese is supposed to be the business mind and all of that type of stuff, to me that's a no brainer. To me that's a no brainer. Put all of the nonsense to rest, and let me be honest with you. Even if you fake it to make it. You don't act like that hasn't happened before. But if you talking about business, if you talking about getting ratings, if you talking about shutting the internet down, if Caitlin Clark is on with Angel Reese, Lord have mercy. I'm surprised she hasn't done it yet. Or, and this is what I would hate. This is what I would really, really hate if Angel Reese goes out there and proves that RG3 was right. I would hate that. I would hate it. That would make me not be a fan of Angel Reese. Everybody talks shit on Angel Reese. I don't understand why people don't like her attitude. They done fell into this narrative like she trash and she don't know how to play. Throw all of that nonsense out the window. If you don't like the way she get rebounds, I don't give a damn. Until somebody finds a way to stop her. And you know what? They were doing that early in the year, and then teams just stopped doing it. They were double teaming her down in the paint, and then they just stopped doing it. Why you stop doing it? It was working. And you know what? Now she back to her uh, double ways. The girl gets a double in her sleep. Lisa G, RG3, Robert Griffin III, used to be a quarterback for the Washington Redskins. He said some things about Angel Reese that weren't flattering, very inflammatory. So you have to look that up and check that out. More of a, in my opinion, a man trying to tell a woman what she is thinking, and it wasn't. And there was a couple of isms and ists kind of under that umbrella, and it just wasn't. It was, the whole scene was not a good look. I don't care what anybody say, and he knows that. He knows that. Yeah, D. Trash talk has always been part of basketball. Always. How come now all of a sudden? Here's the thing. Here's the one issue I had with Angel Reese this year. Just this year. When she got that hard take foul from Caitlin Clark, why she try to run up on her? But you see the other day with Courtney Williams, yeah, we good, and like stuff like that. I guarantee you, if that had been Caitlin Clark that was in her face like that, that would have been a problem. And that's why people look at Angel Reese with the arched eyebrow. And that, to me, mm, that's why, like, you cannot prove RG3 was right. That man out now said you hate, heavy on the T, you hate Caitlin Clark. He said that. Don't you dare prove him correct. Don't you dare prove him right. Angel made 1.9 with 2 dozen NIL endorsements. CC made. He's just chasing the bag. Wow. Nah, listen, man. I don't. Y'all. Let me say this again. Shout out to my man Brooklyn, because Brooklyn hit me up to this. Brooklyn hit me up to my man 80s baby Brooklyn. Shout out to Brooklyn. He showed me some tapes of Angel Reese, because I used to say, because earlier in the season Angel Reese was bringing the ball down the court, and I don't think she's a very good dribbler. I don't think she's a good ball handler. And he showed me some tape of her from when she was in high school, and I was like, "Well, hold on, what the hell did Kim Mulkey do to her at LSU?" And I'm sure Kim Mulkey didn't do anything to LSU, but it's the fact that the girl is now 6'3" and playing on the blocks. So she is 6'3", ain't she? Did I get that wrong? She is 6'3", right? Angel Reese, blah 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 blah. Angel Reese. Angel Reese is, yes, I was correct. She is 6'3". So I was like, well, what did Kim Mulkey do? But it's, you a power forward. You get a ton of rebounds. You was killing the game down at LSU, but you own the blocks. You own underneath the rim. So you kind of lose your edge with your handles and things of that nature. Because Angel Reese can handle the rock when she was in high school. And I'm like, if she ever gets those handles back now, if she spends the off season just working on her dribble and working on her mid-range jumper and kind of gets it down, she already shooting the threes, but she's not consistent shooting the threes. And she got that kind of shot put. So if she ever get that mid-range game together, it's gonna be ugly for folks, because she'll be getting the rebounds, and she'll go from putting up 10 to 15 points to putting up 15 to 20 if she gets a mid-range jumper. I believe that. So, but anyways, I did watch the game. Yo, I forgot about I did talk about that. The girl that grabbed her the girl that grabbed her hair. That's the thing with the women, man. Don't grab my hair. But yeah, Donald, if she feel you cross the line, she's at you. But sometimes it's like, yeah, you pick and choose because Caitlin Clark don't want that smoke. She trying to keep it basketball. And on that particular play, I'm talking about when Caitlin Clark did the take foul. I thought Angel Reese kind of went a little overboard flying off the handle. Because it's easy to see when she walked away. She walked away. She wasn't trying to, as opposed to, when your girl Dejanay fouled Shepard from Minnesota. Dejanay came up for a block, fouled her, scraped her across the nose, and then stood over her like what? So the attitude you project after a foul like that says a lot. But in regards to that play with Angel Reese, in my opinion, she went a little bit overboard with the anger and all of that kind of stuff because again, Caitlin Clark was not trying to. She was not about that smoke at all. She immediately turned around. So, do I understand why she was mad? Yeah. Especially, let's not forget, Chicago was getting their teeth kicked in. So I've been on the losing end and stuff like that, and people get hot easy when you getting beat like that. So I get it. I get it. I'm not understanding, and I do understand the context of what happened. But regardless, Angel Reese is one of the new crew in the league right now, along with Caitlin Clark, along with Sonia Citron, along with Kiki Iriafan and Dominique Malanga and Rakea Jackson and Cam Brink when she ever get healthy. But you got a good core of young players in the W now that people want to watch. The old guard is turning into the old guard really quick. And somebody said it, and I was like, oof, that's a truth bomb. And he said, she's a great player, but is anybody tuning in to watch NECA? And I'm sure there are, but if you're talking about bumping up viewership and stuff like that, the game Dominique Malonga goes down the court and dunks, viewership's gonna go through the roof for Seattle. I'm surprised she ain't done it yet. She had a couple opportunities and it just didn't work out. So I don't know what she's gonna do, but you got a good mix of this young guard, and then you got them people who I say the 30 and older crowd. Because when you're talking about professional sports, it doesn't matter what sport you play. When you hit 30 years old, things change for you. Things change for you. Like right now, we still getting really, really good play from Kelsey Mitchell, from Kalia Copper, from Natasha Cloud. You still getting really good play from those players. But again, that old guard, which I consider like Dewanna Bonner in that group. Nobody going to games to see Dewanna Bonner. She might be there. If she fall through or walk by, you're gonna get an autograph. But are you going there to see her? Absolutely not. So, um, yeah, Tiff, it is getting very soap opera ish. Ooh, I like the tag, the Love Hurst tag though. I like that. So yeah, Tahina Pow Pow. Um, trying to see who else. Like my favorite right now is Sonia Citron. Sonia Citron, her nickname is my nickname for her is Sonia Smooth Citron. And I spell smooth SMOOVE. Sonia Smooth Citron. Cause that girl looks like she ain't worried about a thing in the world. So she's just cool under pressure, hits the shots, delivers the pass, whatever she got to do. And her partner in crime, Kiki Iriafen. Unfortunately, I think they kind of canceling each other out for Rookie of the Year. Meanwhile, Paige Beckers is down in Dallas on the island. She ain't got to compete with nobody. Arike is going through her struggles right now, and Paige Beckers is getting it done. So, um, if she stays healthy, she gonna walk away, and rightfully so. So, yeah, Bernadine, you already know that was not a good look. That was not a good look, and he tried to. I heard what Ryan Clark said about it, and Ryan Clark didn't say nothing, not one bad thing about his wife. And then he came back with that, and I was like, "Yeah, you know exactly what he meant. You know exactly why he said it, and you knew he was right, which is why you mad." So that was not a good look. Yeah, Sonya can be a beast. They better let these young girls play. These young women play. Excuse me. Better let them play because all of them was good. Raquel was good last year. Sonya's good this year. Caitlin was good last year. Aaliyah Boston was good her rookie year. These women are coming into the league and making a presence immediately. Immediately. I'm trying to think who else, with the exception of Candace Parker. When I do give a lot of these examples about the W, I always say take Candace Parker and move her to the side. Because in my opinion, Candace Parker was the best to ever do it. A lot of people would argue Cheryl Miller, but the league wasn't around when Cheryl Miller played, and I never saw Cheryl Miller play. I've seen old clips that were highlights, but I never had a chance to see a whole game of hers, and that's a shame. That's a shame. One of my biggest, one of my most envious, how should I say it? The thing I'm most jealous of this era, everything they do is in 4K, crystal clear. Mine isn't. My pro highlights are on VHS. You know what I'm saying? Everything these kids do now is in crystal clear 4K, and sometimes 8K, and it's only getting better. So I wish I had that. Tamika Catchings, yep, yep. Um, do you think the owners are going to make the players sign non-compete in the CBA for Unrivaled to some extent? No, because I think the CBA they're going to argue that point. They're going to argue that point because here's why I don't think they will is because um, the Unrivaled did exactly what it wanted to do. Unrivaled wanted to give another option for players to make money and stay home, not have to travel overseas, and that's exactly what they did. Now, small league, you only had what 130 players, I think, or something like that. No, no, not even that many. Not even that many. But um, they did exactly what they wanted to do. They started out small on purpose. They you know, planned their work and they worked their plan. It did it. I don't think they were profitable that first year, but they were damn close. But it, depending on how long it lasts, I could see them being profitable in the next year or two because they're doing it right. They're doing it with endorsements and and granted, a lot of things that Unrivaled is doing when the WNBA started, they didn't have those options. Unrivaled does, and I'm not mad at them for taking advantage of it. I watched it, um, but I didn't follow it. I just don't like 3-on-3 basketball. That's not my cup of tea. I didn't like watching it in the Olympics. I watched one game and I was like, I'm good. It's just not my thing. So, um, but it still offers an option. An option. If somebody gets that opportunity to play Unrivaled and they can make a little extra cash and stay home doing it, they might do it. And the other thing about that is that going to cause some of the teams overseas to pay more competitively? Or let me be honest, I'm not sure. I don't know what Eurobasket and the European teams. I don't know what they pay over there. Is it commiserate with what's going on in Unrivaled? I don't know, but it could offer a situation where teams in Europe, hey, you got to offer a little bit more money, or I'm gonna stay home. So it could offer a competitive edge for the players that's still going to play overseas. But I went all around Robert's barn. But the original question was, do you think the owner's going to make them sign a non-compete? I don't think they're going to do that. I don't think they're going to do that because I don't think I don't think they're competing with the W. And guess what? I know Nike wants Caitlin Clark to help start her own league. So you got that sitting out there. That would be a conflict of interest. So I don't know how they would play that. I don't think right now, I would think leave well enough alone. The only issue you had was with what? Who? Benita Laney Hamilton. She was the only one that really, in my opinion, got hurt. I know there were others, but she's the only one I can think of like that was to me was a recognizable name. And the reason why I say to me is because I'm only a second year fan. This is only my second year being invested in the WNBA. So for me, if I recognize the name and I haven't been following the W for a long time, that means a little bit more. I can give you the all-time greats and with Tarasi and all of them, but other than that, I'm learning the players just like everybody else. So I couldn't tell you what Benita Laney Hamilton did her rookie year. I wasn't caring back then. And I've said this before, I'm the guy, and some of you guys out there in the chat too, because you just like me, you only started watching it 2 years ago. So I'm the guy that the W's trying to get. I'm the guy that, or we are the people. Let me say it like that. We are the people that the WNBA is trying to entice because we didn't follow it. We're not diehards. Diehards are great, but diehards don't pay the bills. If you got these teams playing at arenas and only 3,000 people showing up, some of those 3,000 people, that's what you call diehards. Diehards are not putting teams in the black. Guys like me are. Guys like me that didn't care 2 years ago. And now you invested in spending money and buying the league pass and merchandise and all of that type of stuff. That's what the league wants. Right there. They want to propel it forward with the price tag. Caitlin Clark brings the price tag. And the sooner the women in the W understand that fact, the better off they will be. And this is not anything new. This is not new. The same shit happened when Jordan came in the league. The same thing happened when Tiger Woods came in the league or joined the PGA Tour. When LeBron came in the league, the same thing happened. anytime you get a elite level uber profiled player, he got a target on his back. And people tired of hearing his name. I guarantee you, some of the women in the W, they tired of hearing about Caitlin Clark. That's why I said Tiger Woods is a better comp for Caitlin Clark than Michael Jordan is. I play golf, so I was a heavy golf player when Tiger Woods happened. And I saw kids in the inner city that would normally do nothing but play basketball pick up golf clubs. I saw that happen in real time. So I know the power that Tiger Woods had, and I know how he changed the game. And I saw them people down in Augusta where black folks wasn't even allowed on the course, opening up the gallery, and you had a third black people watching golf who had never set foot on Augusta. That was slave ground. So I understand how big Tiger Woods was. A lot of people now don't really understand how big Tiger Woods was. What LeBron did in the NBA is nothing compared to what Tiger Woods did. Tiger Woods is the comp for Caitlin Clark. By this point alone, Caitlin Clark made people who didn't give a shit about the WNBA start watching the WNBA. That's what Tiger Woods did for golf. Caitlin Clark is doing that right now for the W. And they are pissed off. Some people, not all, are pissed off because it was her. It was her. I remember watching them stories when she was still at Iowa and the students were going to buy tickets at 3 o'clock in the morning for an 8 p.m. game. I remember that. I remember them doing stories like that. They weren't doing stories about that, about nobody else. Nobody else. Not Angel, not Paige, not nobody else. Caitlin Clark had the recipe. Caitlin Clark kicked the door in. Be glad that the door is open and walk through it. Stop bullshit. Stop fucking with the money. Yeah, she made her 50 million and she got free State Farm for life. She good. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what? You know what Angel needs to do? Not like she just gonna flip a switch and do it. But here's the thing with the Angel fans. Here's the thing with the Angel fans. And this is when you get the dose of the truth pills. Angel Reese is unquestionably the number one social media draw when it comes to the WNBA. That is without question. Cannot be argued. But what is the return rate on those 4 point something million or 5 million now? However many million she got on social media. Why isn't every one of her games being? Why isn't her viewership through the friggin' roof with that many followers? Every game she play in with that many followers, her viewership should be through the roof, and it's not. And the reason is because just like I'll use Facebook as an example. If I'm in an Indiana Fever Facebook group with 80,000 people in that group, and I send out a video that says, "Hey, I got a live stream about the Indiana Fever," and I might get maybe eight people to show up out of 80,000. So just because you have that social media number, let's say half of those people don't even like sports. They want to see you in the Met Gala outfit. They want to see you on vacation. Half of them are probably men that just want to see you in a bikini. Let's keep it a buck. But it's not translating because if all 5 million of them followers were watching the games, it would be no question who's opening up them doors. But it doesn't translate like that. It just doesn't. Um, I'm talking about uh, viewership does not mean you got to go to the game. Viewership just means you watch what you watch. And I understand that it's going to be some times where if you don't have the league pass or whatever, you can't watch it. But the only time the viewership peaks up is when she playing CC. The only other team right now where the viewership is the way it should be is New York. 2 years ago, it was Vegas because of what Asia Wilson was doing. But even in comparison to what it was 2 years ago to now, is night and day. It's night and day. And look at the situation strictly from the standpoint of the All-Star voting. All-Star voting is a popularity contest. Point, period, end of paragraph, full stop. It has nothing to do with who is the best player. And it's funny to me when people get upset, well, they got snubbed and they didn't make it. Every sport happens in the NFL, happens in MLB, NBA. Every sport is the same thing. There's always going to be somebody that should have been in the league, or I'm sorry, should have been in the All-Star game, and they got snubbed. Period. It's going to happen. You ain't going to please everybody. But that's what happens when you have a popularity contest and they vote like they vote. The WNBA votes just like the NBA does, where you can vote 10 and 12 times. And, you know, you get the WNBA.com on all 8 of your emails, and all 8 of those emails that you voting, 12 times a day or something like that. It's a popularity contest. It has nothing to do with who are the best players. That is like in the NFL, we have the Pro Bowl, which is the fan vote, and then you have the All Pro, which is the players vote. Your peers say this guy is one of the best to do it. This guy, I played against him, so I'm going to give him the All Pro carries more weight. The WNBA doesn't do that. What they do is they put that other column to say what the players ranked the other players, which is why everybody was crashing out that Caitlin Clark was ranked 9th on the guards. And I was like, I don't care about that. She was hurt. What you gonna do? Now I've seen that the argument can be made, and rightfully so, that there's been plenty of people in the past that were hurt and still got voted top 10 or whatever the situation was. That's a fair point. But everybody crashes out like because she was voted the 9th best guard, they continue to disrespect CC, and I'm like, I don't care. I can care less about votes. Votes and ranking, you find out with me. I don't give a shit. I don't care. And that comes from I'm a Philadelphia Eagle. So I had to watch Jalen Hurts deal with the shit he dealt with. Win the Super Bowl, and people still disrespect him. He's still not good enough. He doesn't throw for 5,000 yards. He can't sustain a team. He can't be the franchise guy. We've been hearing that for time and time and time again since he went to the Super Bowl the first time in 2022. So I come from that perspective. So in my mind, rankings don't mean anything. I don't give a shit if she's ranked 10th, 12th, 9th. I don't care what her ranking is, because at the end of the day, I don't care if she's number 1 or number 31. Is she going to be in the playoffs? If you in the playoffs, all that other bullshit does not even matter. I don't care if you think Angel Reese is good or not. If Angel Reese can help her team get to the playoffs, all that other shit, you can call it trash all you want to. She's gonna be trashing her way right to the damn playoffs. To me, it's easy to see what the narratives are. I did that video a couple weeks ago when I kind of went crashed out and went off talking about y'all told me Angel Reese was trash. That's what y'all told me. Angel Reese was trash. And I kind of went on that tip, like y'all, everybody was saying all this stuff, how bad she was. And I'm like, Angel Reese didn't do nothing but go through the same bad stretch like Caitlin Clark is going through right now, or before she got hurt. Every good player goes through slumps. That's all it was. Now, you see them videos where the it'll be a close-up of somebody walking and they kind of walking like purposefully in slow motion and they'll trip over something and the girlfriend or the wife makes the wallet come out. They'll buy something on Amazon, click the card, and all before the dude land on the couch. That's what it is like with Angel Reese. Like she's slow walking, getting all them rebounds, and people still can't get it. People still can't stop her. So I don't give it. I don't what she say, me bounds, we bounds, me bound, whatever you want to call them. And she's right. She's 100% right. And she gonna double her ass right on into the playoffs. So they got a long way to go. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. They still got issues to deal with, but they've been playing together. They just can't get it together. They've been playing together. They just can't get it together. So Jeffrey, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I won't say. I mean, you can call it play victim. I just um in her past, I wish she would have said something different or nothing at all. And to me, it all started when she did the "It's Me Too" when she did that speech. And the first thing I thought of is you ever knew uh everybody knew this person when they was in high school. That girl in high school, everybody knew she was pretty, but because she wanted to tell everybody how pretty she was, she looked like conceited. Yeah, it's one thing you are what you are. It's another thing if you telling everybody, like we know you're pretty. You ain't got to keep telling us. That's what it seemed like to me. Uh-oh. Hold on. What? What the heck, dude? I think I just got a subscriber. I think that's what happened. I've been messing around with. Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear the music? I've been messing around with these animated overlays, and I didn't use it yet, but I got it hooked up to my StreamYard, and sometimes they play music and little animations, and one just the music just started. It's I think it was the one where if you get a subscriber. So whoever just subscribed to me, I appreciate you. You laughing at me, Heather? um, yeah, man. It's and Jeffrey, honestly, man, and to be fair, because if that's her personality, and let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. She was that same type of person when she was at LSU. She ain't changing up. She ain't changing up. But I understand. Let me say it like that. I understand why people feel some kind of way about some of the things that she's done. But at the end of the day, I ain't got to agree with it. She got to deal with it. Do I wish she would have said some things different or not said anything at all? Yes. But she didn't. Now what? Now what? But when I make videos about Angel Reese and I get people, they get in the comments and they'll say stuff like, "Well, she's trash anyways," um, or I'll it'll be a comment about Caitlin Clark, and somebody will say, "Well, Caitlin Clark should just lead the league, just let the league fold on its own." And I was like, "Why would you say that? Why would I want the league to fold? I got other players that I like to watch that are not named Caitlin Clark, that are not named Angel Reese. Why does Angel Reese have to be out of the league for you to enjoy it? Watch somebody else." I never understand that. And to me, that's a sometimes I feel like people are showing their age, but I can't even say that no more because age don't mean nothing no more. Because I know I'll be 55 on Saturday. Happy birthday to me. And I know plenty of people my age and older who act like damn idiots, act like they 12 years old. So age ain't got nothing to do with it no more. You got these people that want to be keyboard warriors and they want to say whatever they got to say with impunity. And that's exactly what they do. And whenever somebody call them on the carpet, they either shut down or they use another account. So it's all good. So listen, it let me say, One Eye Willie, let me say this, man. Let me say this. I appreciate the Slick Rick tag. I appreciate that. A little profile pic. I like that Slick Rick, old school hip hop. Um, do not get it twisted. And let me say this twice. Do not get it twisted. Caitlin Clark talks mad shit all the time. So that's kind of a disingenuous statement because yeah, Angel Reese is arrogant and cocky, but you don't think Caitlin Clark is too? All of that shit she talk on the court? Come on, son, keep it a buck. Keep it a buck. And again, I'm a Caitlin Clark fan. She is what she is, but don't act like she don't talk more shit than everybody. She be out there running off at the mouth. And if you paid attention, let's go back a year. If you paid attention when the whole situation happened between her and Kennedy Carter, the reason why that popped off in the first place was because Caitlin Clark was talking shit to her. And Kennedy Carter was just one of them personalities where if you're gonna go there, you better be ready to go there. And Caitlin Clark wasn't. Again, Caitlin Clark ain't about that smoke. But that's a situation where she picked the right one that day. So and I'll say all that to say Caitlin Clark talks mad shit, bro. Don't think she don't. But I'm good with that because that's her personality. That's how she was in college. Angel Reese is like she was. They ain't changing for nobody. I don't want them to change for nobody. But what I wish they would do, Caitlin Clark included, is understand the new environment that you in and you got more eyes on you. The expectations are higher. Understand what it means to be a professional. So you got everybody's watching. Good example of that is, did y'all see the situation with Kelsey Plum a couple weeks ago? Where she got off the bus and the dude was hounding her for autographs, and clearly the dude was getting memorabilia signed. They gonna flip the cars, make a little money, all of that type of stuff. That's the game. If you are a mainstream sport, you are going to run into that. Period. You're gonna run into that. You can't avoid it. So I thought that Kelsey Plum looked a little silly in that situation because, quite frankly, I don't think she knew how to handle it. She was like, she spotted the guy, she knew what was going on right off the bat. And if you knew what was going on, and then you dropping all them low key, that's creepy, low key this, low key that. That was the buzzword of the day in that conversation. Everything was low key. Well, if you knew he was doing, why'd you sign it? Okay, I'm gonna sign one, but it's my opinion that when she saw him filming, she wanted to she didn't want to shut him down and look like she was shutting him down. When that's exactly what she should have done. Because that it goes both ways. Them dudes are gonna be there regardless. Sometimes they win, sometimes they lose. They understand the game. You're gonna get some people to sign, and some people gonna pass you by. What she should have done is just kept walking. She ain't have to engage in them. She should have. They gonna do the same thing. Oh, come on, Kelsey, you can't sign me just 5 minutes, and then they start making up stories. Now I'm speaking from experience. Oh, come on, this is for my son. This is for my nephew. He's here with me. Blah blah blah. They will do whatever they got to do. They will sell whatever they got to sell to get what they want to get. They'll tell you it's for their kid. Their kid got cancer. That he's sick. They'll make up anything to get that autograph because they know they can flip that autograph and get maybe a couple bands. So what she should have did was kept on walking. So um, it is what it is with these players, man. They got it's a Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese. Um, trying to think who else came out. Rakea, Cam. They're gonna be around for a little bit, and people. This is how I see it, and I'm saying this as someone that coached Little League for 10 years. Now that the kids are watching, now that all them little girls have seen that, all the little white girls have seen Angel Reese, all the little black girls have seen Caitlin Clark. And yes, I said it like that on purpose. Because there's some little white girls that want to pull down rebounds like Angel Reese. And there's some little black girls that want to shoot logo threes like Caitlin Clark. Keep it basketball. If you a little white girl and you grow up to be 6'3", you probably ain't gonna be shooting logo threes. If you a little black girl and you 5'10", 5'11", maybe 6 foot, and you got good handles and you can shoot, you ain't trying to play on the post and get rebounds like Angel Reese. Keep it basketball. It crosses the lines. The only color you see is that orange on that ball. What's up, Albert? Albert says, I am not a fan of Angel's lack of humility, but I must admit the WNBA will be somewhat boring without her. She truly is a gift that keeps on giving for content creators. I don't disagree, but again, and I always preface this by saying, let me say this as a Caitlin Clark fan. Watch her talk shit on the court. Watch Caitlin Clark talk shit on the court and then talk to me about Angel. Because let me be real with you. When you come across people like that yap like that, maybe she had it coming. And that's just keeping it real. When you get somebody that talk like that all the time, the problem that people have with Caitlin Clark is she talk like that, but she backs it up. She talks like that. What was that? Um, was that the Connecticut game when she hit that 3-pointer in somebody's face and she was like, "Do you like that? Do you like that?" That's her game. She did the same thing in college. Everybody got bent out of shape about JC Sheldon. I was like, they got beef that goes back Ohio State versus Iowa. This ain't something that just started when she got to the W. They've been beefing since college. The problem with that situation was Marina Mabry. She was the issue because they was getting their ass busted. JC Sheldon was playing good defense, far as I could see. Yeah, she caught her in the eye. Did I think it was on purpose? Absolutely not. That's what happens when you going at somebody and they backing you down and you chesting them, and it's a physical game. I keep saying this. If you didn't watch the WNBA more than 3 years ago, go on YouTube, go back to Candace Parker's rookie year against the Detroit Shock. Just type in Candace Parker fight Detroit Shock. Watch that fight and tell me that these women don't be playing hard. Don't be going after it. That was a knockdown, drag out, haymaker swinging fight. Go watch it. And they've been doing that every year. The problem is just wasn't nobody watching. And now the problem is everybody's watching, but it's all of these men that didn't give a damn a couple years ago that's trying to tell these women what they should and shouldn't be doing. That's what it comes down to. I know how to watch it and be critical. I got two sisters. Both of them were better athletes than me. So if I don't represent, oh, Kent, absolutely. Sophie should have been suspended too, or at least kicked out, or she was kicked out the game. But absolutely. Sophie should have been down one game. Marina Mabry should have been down one game. Let's keep it a buck. I like what Sophie did, sticking up for her teammate, but Yeah, if you're gonna call it by the rules of the game, but that's getting into another conversation. We'll dip into that a little bit later because that's all on the refs. We'll talk about the refs in a minute. Just give me a second. I'm gonna get there. Jeff, I think you have both. I think you have both. Is do you consider like Draymond Green a skillful player? Not necessarily. He's a physical presence. Rodman, the physical presence. You got people like that in the league. They know their role. Everybody, to me, Fee Collier is a finesse player. She can do that turnaround jumper and fade away and hit it. Asia Wilson is the best of both worlds. She can be physical. She can be finesse. She can cross you up. She can step back and hit a three. She can block your shot. She can steal the ball from you. Asia Wilson is the complete package. The reason why I say Fee is a little bit better is because right now, right this very second, Fee is playing better. But I still think Asia Wilson is the better player. Hope that makes sense there. I don't, we can agree to disagree. I'm not here to convince you one way or the other. My opinion is she didn't. She got a little overzealous going for the ball. I don't think she came out and tried to poke her in the eye. I don't. So Cece has little girl fans in Africa wearing her jersey, playing basketball for the first time. It's a beautiful thing when the motherland loves. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I agree. But like I said earlier, don't think that it ain't a whole bunch of little black girls with Caitlin Clark jerseys, and don't think it ain't a bunch of little white girls with Angel Reese number fives. So people like who they like. Yeah, but that was yeah, this was different though. Because I mean, let's keep it a buck. Marina damn near got a running start. She damn near got a running start. But Marina was, remember, Marina Mabry was the one that was laughing with Dejanay poked Caitlin in the eye. Y'all remember that last year? So, in my opinion, Marina Mabry ain't got no love for CC anyway. So, but again, that was a ref situation because the refs wasn't doing what the hell they were supposed to do. Um, yeah, dude. Like I said, go look at something. You can look it up. You can go um, Caitlin Clark versus J.C. Sheldon, Iowa versus Ohio State. Look it up on YouTube. They used to go at it. They used to go at it. J.C. Sheldon was never known as a defender. She was the Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year, I believe. Like defense was her thing. So her and Caitlin Clark used to go at it, and they used to bang and hit the floor the same way. They used to talk shit to each other, get in each other's face the same way. This is just a carryover. To me, that is a rivalry, not Caitlin and Angel. They don't even play the same damn position. JC and Caitlin Clark, that's a rivalry. Jeff, Rodman did have a skill set, but his skill set was being physical, pulling down them rebounds. Could nobody stop him? He's the one that turned the rebound into an art. He made it that, but the art was still physical. He was just so good at it, could nobody mess with him. Nobody. Uh Andre, I agree with you 100%. Her defense needs work. Her footwork needs a little bit of work. Absolutely. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. But my point is, they used to go at it, like talking, physical, hard play. That what you saw when J.C. Sheldon was behind her and Caitlin Clark was trying to back her down, and J.C. Sheldon kept putting her chest in her back. That's exactly what they did in college. The same exact thing. Absolutely. Absolutely. Ain't no love lost. but yeah, mutual respect and all that kind of stuff. But sometimes sometimes Kaylin just says the right things. But you know, they've been going at it, man. It's just, you know, that's the way they do it. Yeah, he was. He was. I don't know if we're gonna see anybody like him anymore. I agree. Definitely. Gold Teeth Poo Productions. Damn, that's a mouthful. What's up, dude? Love the content. Keep it 100. I try, and thank you very much. No matter what Angel does, folks will never forget 2023. That really still hurts from that. Caitlin is a good player, but that season Angel is better. But this season Angel is better. Period. I listen. I'm not gonna argue with that. How you gonna argue when you've been hurt? How you gonna argue other than the three logo threes in 38 seconds? Caitlin Clark kind of been on the struggle bus, and just when Caitlin Clark did what she did against New York, Kelsey Mitchell was in a slump. When Kelsey Mitchell came out of it, Caitlin was going into her slump. Then she got hurt. Now Kelsey Mitchell has saved their bacon for a couple of games, but she did the same thing last year. She did the same thing last year when Caitlin Clark wasn't hitting. And I can go a step further because I watched Caitlin Clark the last 2 years at Iowa. I watched, and the same thing happened. Hannah Stolke, Kate Martin. If Caitlin Clark wasn't hitting shots, Hannah Stolke and Kate Martin saved her bacon. They were hitting shots. The games where they didn't hit shots and Caitlin Clark was not on, they lost. Wasn't a lot of them, but they lost. Same type deal. Same type deal. Get the ball to Kelsey Mitchell. She is a running back playing in the WNBA. Nobody, and I mean nobody, can match her quickness off the dribble. There might be a couple of players that are as fast or faster than she is. But as far as the quickness off the dribble and hitting the hole and getting around a corner and bending it 90 degrees and getting vertical in the lane and getting that ball up, nobody can stop her. Nobody. So she had the sidekick that bailed her out. Very, very similar to what's going on in Dallas, but I think Paige has asserted herself a little bit better because Enrique hasn't really been doing much of anything, so it's been all Paige, and she done got comfortable now. So, ooh, yo, Greatland Clark, say that again. South Jersey's own Hannah Hidalgo. Y'all, mm. Hannah Hidalgo gonna light it up. She gonna light it up, but before that, who gonna get who gonna get Olivia Miles next year? Who gonna get Olivia Miles? And watch this. Sarah Strong coming from UConn. AZ Fudd coming. Sarah Strong is still 3 years away. AZ Fudd coming out next year. Olivia Miles coming out next year. Lauren Betts is coming out next year. Juju Watkins is still 2 years away because she's not going to play this year. She's still going to be rehabbing. So her first year back would probably be next year, the following going into 2026. Juju Watkins is not going to play in 25. So that gives her 27 Juju's coming out. Then you got Silas Swords. Then you got Toby Fournier. There is a roster of folks coming out and people. The one thing that Caitlin and Angel and Rakea and Cam, all of them people have proven is that now your college audience will follow you to the pros. Now it's in vogue. Everybody's doing it. Everybody will show up to Indiana with Iowa gear on. They are following their players to the pros. That didn't happen before. Not to this level. Not to this level, man. So, um, that dude, that's facts. That's another one of the gripes. Now, let me say it like this. Let me say it like this. Caden Clark does turn the ball over. Let me put that back up. Caden Clark does turn the ball over. But here's why I want to make the comp, right? If Caden Clark can still be a great guard with all of those turnovers, why can't Angel Reese be one of the best power forwards in the game with all of her me bounds? How come you can't count it the same? Every pass that Caitlin Clark gives is not a dime. Now, granted, a lot of people are dropping her passes. So if they dropping her passes and she getting her own rebounds, like you see the comparison I'm making? Like, don't hate on it because they doing it. Ease up, Kent. When you see the me bounds and the turnovers, when it comes to turnovers, you can take Caden Clark and -2, whatever her turnovers are, take two of them away because usually there's two passes that somebody just dropped or wasn't ready for. Good pass that just didn't convert. You can only get an assist if the person you passing the ball to makes the basket, right? Uh, you all know my stance on the me bounds. If I'm coaching another team and I see Angel Reese get 4 rebounds and 3 of them are from her own shot, somebody on my team getting cussed out and sitting on the bench. Because I'm looking at them like, why the hell you let her do that? And that's my whole thing with people criticizing her for putting up her own rebounds. I'm like, is she the only one on the court? Ain't nobody else trying to get so like I don't want to hear that stuff. I don't want to hear that stuff. And here's the other thing, and this is where I was like, you know what? I don't want to hear shit else about people dogging Angel Reese. The girl gets a triple double, or I'm sorry, a double double in her sleep, right? And she's probably going the way she's going. She's probably going to average a double double this year too. When you got 4, 5, and 6 year vets in the W, just getting their first one, just getting their first one. So like. I'm not trying to hear that. If you don't like her, just cool. Just say you don't like her, but don't miss me with the trash stuff. Miss me with the trash stuff. So, hey, Adam, you're right. And if that is the case, that's a problem with me because things like that you're going to go through in the pros. And you got to be able to get up, dust yourself off, and get back in the game and keep it moving. So, not that Clark hasn't done that, but I think she ended up getting hurt. What game was that? Um, she was in like the last 12 seconds, and everybody thought, why was she in the game and how could she get hurt like that? She got hurt before halftime, and she just tried to grin and bear it. But that's one thing with them groins, man. The only thing that can fix a groin is rest. Oof. I'm a running back, bro. Been there, done that. Not fun. Not fun. Uh, listen, I don't care what a record is now. Are they gonna make the playoffs? Is there a chance that they can still make the playoffs? And the answer is yes. Because everybody in the league can get beat. Everybody. We thought Minnesota was the best, and they got. New York got. Phoenix got. But there's no, to me, there's no dominant team in the league right now. I still say New York is the best team in the league, and they will make it. They are my guess to make it back to the finals. It might be New York and Minnesota again, the way they've been playing. Everybody's going to have their little hiccups, and both teams have had them. But honestly, um, New York to me is still one of the better teams. Atlanta is looking really good. Minnesota's still good, and Phoenix is good. So, but I ain't gonna lie. If Dewanna Bonner signs with Phoenix, I'm like, yeah, I don't. I hope they lose for the rest of the games. I'm sorry. That's just foul to me. It's not a good look. Um, and struggles of the Liberty. I hope that fans will come to appreciate what a great player John. Yo, JJ is my I love JJ. I love JJ. So glad she got Finals MVP last year. Um, yeah, she just got to get healthy, and New York should let her get healthy. Don't rush her back. They rushed her back before, and it didn't end well. New York is going to make the playoffs. New York is going to make the playoffs. Rest Jonquel. You don't need her right now. Let her rest. They can handle it without her. They can handle it without her. Let her rest. There's no rush to get Jonquel Jones back on the court. New York will make the playoffs. After Indiana won the Commissioner's Cup by beating the best team in the league, without CC, that narrative of Indiana can't win without her is dead. Yes, and then they promptly go lose to freaking LA. So you high on one side and then you low on the other. You know what I mean? So they had that the win after who did they play? Was that the Las Vegas game after yes, Las Vegas was in Indiana. That game after the Commissioner's Cup, to me, that was the statement game. Because usually after an emotional high like that, like winning the Commissioner's Cup, you crash. You crash hard after that game. And it takes a game or two to recover and get back to an even keel and playing your brand of basketball. But after winning the Commissioner's Cup, to put a beat down on Las Vegas like they did, that was a statement game. And then after that, they lost to damn LA. LA's got their number for some reason. I don't understand it, but LA's got their number. What's up, John? And I don't believe that at all. To me, it's not about playing better. Um, at the end of the day, when you look at the stats, what you and this is what I do. This is what I do. You look at how many shots, how many open shots did they make? You run the offense, you pass the ball around, and you hit Lexi Hall in the corner, and she gets an open look at a three. Did she hit it or not? Caitlin Clark pulls up a logo three, uncontested. Did she hit it or not? Kelsey Mitchell fires from the free throw line. Does she hit it or not when it's uncontested? The team that makes the most open shots usually win the game. Usually win the game. Because what happens, teams go, they get in the fourth quarter, and then they get into a slump or they go 0 for 8 or something like that. When teams hit their shots, they win, especially in the third and fourth quarter. So, um, yeah, we know that. We know that. Uh, yeah, but like I say, man, numbers don't lie, but they do deceive. So if you think Indiana is better without Caitlin Clark, you go ahead and run with that. I'm not. Yeah, yeah, relate. It's to me that's what it is. You look at the missed shots, you look at the missed shots in the paint. Even though Kelsey Mitchell is my homegirl from my high school, from my hometown, uh, Kelsey Mitchell be coming down that lane so fast, and that ball comes off her hands so hot. Kelsey Mitchell should be averaging like 24 a game, but she's always missing like 2 and 3 layups because she's moving so damn fast. So, yeah, Grayland, I understand what you're saying, man. I understand what you're saying, but it to me that's irrelevant because they're not going to bring Caitlin Clark off the bench. They're not going to do that. So, um, it is what it is. It's all good, man. But don't like like when people say stuff like that. I know exactly what you're talking about, right? I know exactly what you're talking about. Idiot saying Angel cares more about rebounds than wins. Claims that they win more when she has less rebounds. Yeah, that has nothing to do with it, in my opinion. That has nothing to do with it. And any person, and this is when I take exception to people, and this is where I pull out my I used to play sports card. I used to play pro sports card. I used to play in the NFL card. Nobody, nobody at the professional level wants to lose. Nobody. So when people say that about Angel, like I'm like, I don't buy that. Nobody wants to lose. So, but I understand the optics of it. If your favorite player is on a losing team, they're losing, and you'll be like, well, such and such play, he scored 45 points, so at least he got his. They used to say that about Jordan all the time because the Chicago Bulls were trashed the first 7 years with Jordan until Pippen got there. We know what the deal was. But what my point is that if you have a favorite player and they are on a horrible team, your perspective changes. Well, he got his. He still had a good game. I wish they could get some other people around him and all of this and all of that. And the same thing I said about making open shots, the same rules apply to the Chicago Sky. Folks trying to throw Tyler Marsh under the bus and he ain't got it. And I'm like, they ain't making shots. Ariel Atkins wasn't shooting well. They wasn't making open shots. Angel Reese went through that slump where she had that one game where she scored 2 points and she only scored those on the free throw line. She was missing. She couldn't hit water at the beach during that game. But what people did was the people that don't like Angel Reese, they took that game and they ran with it. I told you she was trash. I told you she couldn't play. Is this the player that y'all want? And it's like, dude, it's one game. It's one game. Caitlin Clark was 1 for what? 27 from 3? So everybody gets a turn. Angel Reese had her turn in the slump, and she came out of it. Caitlin Clark is having her turn in the slump. Then she got injured, but she gonna come out of it. Kelsey Mitchell had a slump, and then she came out of it. Every player goes through slumps, and it just makes it easier and easier to tell which people are actual fans and want to keep it basketball, and which people are the haters and the trolls and all of that type of stuff. When you tell me that CC should quit the league and go start our own league, you're a troll. You're not a real fan. You're not a basketball fan. If you tell me the Angel Reese is trash and she's the worst player because blah blah blah, and then all you say is the bad game she had, but you don't say nothing about the double double streak and you don't say nothing about the triple double, you're not you're not a fan. You a hater or a troll, and I know the difference. So I don't worry about stuff like that. And for me, again, I'll say it again. It only matters come playoff time. Are they going to be on the playoffs? Are they going to be in the playoffs? That's the only thing that matters. That's it. That's the only thing that matters. Oh my goodness. There we go. Trying to see what's uh-oh. Uh Angel on drugs. The only time I was worried about Angel was when she came back to LSU for her senior year, and all of that stuff happened between her and Flau'jae, and the moms was beefing, and she was off the team for 2 weeks when the season started. And I was like, "Whoa, that ain't a good look. That is not a good look." But I mean, and I do think she did herself a disservice when she came out and told everybody that she would be the victim. I hated when she did that, but hey, you grown. You making grown folks decisions. Flau'jae is a real one. Flau'jae is gonna be nasty next year. I hope a good team gets her. I hope a good team gets her. So I can't wait to see Flau'jae. I can't wait to see Olivia Miles. Not for nothing, the NCAA women's season next year is going to be fire. Going to be fire. So can't wait. But listen, man, it's almost 12:30. I'm gonna get up out of here. This is a good conversation tonight, man. This is a real good conversation tonight. We're gonna keep this going. Um, the whole thing, but before I get out of here, man, we got gotta talk about Christine Brennan. Gotta talk about Christine Brennan and her book. Because that's coming. And that is gonna be the topic of conversation all next week. All after the All-Star game, Christine Brennan played it perfectly. She played it perfectly. She released the book right at All-Star game. She got all of that controversy with Dejanay Carrington and Alyssa Smith. And it's oh my God. Oh my God. I'm not gonna get too much into it, but it's Dejanay is she's setting her own traps. It's like I'm not a big fan of her, but it is what it is, man. Appreciate you, Jeff. Appreciate you, Dark with a smile. Love you back. Um, it's all good. It's all good. Hey, speaking of which, I see some people talking about Brazil and USA. I am going to have some Australia NBL action coming up soon. I got to figure out what my I got a nephew that plays for the Eastern Suns in Australia, so I will be streaming some of his games. Unfortunately, it will be at the crack of stupid, like my sister would say, because it's going to be early in the morning because it's like a 12-hour gap in Australia. So if he plays at 7, the game will be streamed at 7 in the morning. So, but I will have some NBL basketball. I'm trying to get into the Eurobasket and all that kind of stuff, but I just can't seem to find the time. But I'm gonna make that happen. And also, don't forget, let me show y'all this before we get out of here. Did y'all hit the like button, by the way? If you didn't hit the like button, make sure you hit the like button on your way out. But before you leave, let me show you this, just so everybody can get on the same page. Hold on. Hold on. All right. Here's my channel. I'm still working on it. This is my channel, Pro Fan Hoops. Right now, I am streaming from Pro Fan Talk. All right. This was the channel I created. This was the baby. Okay. But I'm an NFL guy, former Philadelphia Eagle. So it began as the NFL and trending sports topics. Right. Then I started covering the WNBA and the content shot up. And the audience is telling me they like the WNBA stuff too, as well as Philadelphia Eagles and NFL talk. So what I am doing now, Pro Fan Hoops, is going to be all basketball. All basketball. So what I'm doing is slowly but surely matriculating all my videos from Pro Fan Talk over to Pro Fan Hoops. And eventually I'm gonna start streaming exclusively basketball only content on Pro Fan Hoops. Everything else is gonna be on the talk. So just to let you know, so if you're still here, mosey on over to Pro Fan Hoops, hit that subscribe button, and we gonna keep it moving. We gonna keep it moving. I'm gonna split the channel a little bit. Still gonna be the most content, but I'm gonna keep this football and I'm gonna keep the hoops over there. Keep them separate. Jeffrey, I appreciate you, bro. Definitely appreciate you. But I'm gonna get up out of here, man. Excellent, excellent conversation tonight, man. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. When we get to chats like this, next time we do this, I'm gonna open the mic, and don't be scared to come on the mic, man. Don't be scared to come on the mic. If you don't want to show your face, you ain't got to turn your camera on. I can still hear your voice. So we're gonna get into doing that a little bit more. But I'm gonna get up out of here. I gotta go to work in the morning. Y'all get some sleep. I appreciate you. I love you. Be safe out there, and I'm gonna see you on the next one. Peace.